Hey friends, Kevin Goehring here, your Sacramento, Stockton area realtor and lender, here with this week's weekly real estate report. And it is, wow, January 13th already? I mean, come on, where's this year going? Oh, wow. Well, hey, guess what? I have got some good news for you this week. Let me take you over to the chart and show you this fantastic news I'm talking about. And the good news is simply that things did not get a whole lot worse. And that's the best news I've got for you right now. As far as available inventory, it is continuing to just drop. But this week it pretty much stayed the same. So we'll say it stayed about the same for this week. Pending sales stayed about the same, dropped a little bit. But here's what's bad about that. For the inventory, we should expect the inventory to come down to this plateau, this bottom plateau where it is right now, and pretty much maintain more or less where it is until the end of March, beginning of April. But the blue line, the pending sales, it should have this week or even last week, but definitely by now, we should see a significant upward trend in that. And I don't think we're going to see that simply because there just isn't enough inventory to make that happen. So, hey, how about that? Let's talk about the gold line here, which is the median sales price. Well, it went way up, it went down, it came back up again, which, and looking at some statistics on the backside, really what sold in the last couple weeks were mostly smaller homes. When I look at the average square foot of homes sold, it was really below the average. So had a lot of smaller homes selling, smaller home prices. Thus, I think the downward trend that we saw last week, we're going back up again this week. So what's going to happen? Well, let's talk about what's going to happen now. Rates went up, I'm going to say significantly. Of course, depending on how long you've been following real estate, maybe it isn't that significant, but in the recent past, it's significant. So we went from last week, Freddie Mac was saying we're at 3.22%. We went up 3.45%. That's like one of the biggest jumps I can remember in a very, very long time. Going back about 20 years ago when I started in the industry, yeah, you could see fluctuations like that. But well, we haven't in a long, long time. So what does that mean? 3.22 to 3.45. Well, first of all, those are Freddie Mac's average rates. So if you have decent credit, let's say decent credit is 740 and above, and that's using the FICO score, not Vantage or some of these other scores because they skew much, much higher. In lending, we use the actual Fair Isaac Company FICO scores. So if your FICO score is 740 and up, you're what I would call top tier. You should be looking at a rate of around 3.25 with no points. Now, keep in mind, Freddie Mac's saying 3.45 with 0.7 is the average. I'm saying you come to me, you've got great credit. You're looking at about 3.25, no points. That's an APR. We always have to talk APR. That's the law, is 3.375%. Well, what's the difference between the nominal rate, what I call the 3.25, and this APR number? Well, you still have title, escrow, appraisal, interest, some various things to go into the loan, and we can't hide that. So we put those back in the loan, do some maths on that. We come up with an APR, which is to say costs thrown back in. What is the rate at that? So, but you're paying on the 3.25, but for sales purposes, you would compare that at 3.375 for the APR. If you're looking at a 15-year, that rate is down at 2.375 with no points, APR of 2.5. So, rates are still pretty good out there. Yeah, they went up, but, not terrible. All right. So I think, looking at my notes, that's all I have for this week. Let's keep it short, keep it simple. And hey, for a lot of you, it might be a 3-day weekend coming up, which is honestly exactly probably what we need after the holidays. A couple of days to sit back, relax, and take down the Christmas decorations. Hey, hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you next week. Bye.